Hey guys, welcome back to some more reviews, and today talking about a movie that's been quite popular on Facebook. A lot of people talking about this movie, and it is Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, which came out in 2016. Gets a 7.4 on IMDb, directed by Zack Snyder. Um, and as you guys see, I'm back in the back room again, doing this review. And I don't really watch a lot of superhero movies. I did see the Dark Knight trilogy. I did see the first Avengers. I haven't seen the second one yet. Um, I seen the first Captain America. I didn't even see the second one yet. So I don't really watch a lot of superhero movies. Um, I'm more of a horror movie guy, but I still watch a few superhero movies here and there. And I saw this movie actually yesterday, and I wanted to review it because it was a movie that I thought was okay. It's okay. It's not bad, but there's definitely a few problems with it. Now, the movie gets a 7.4 on IMDb. I know that sounds like a high rating, which it is, but compared to other superhero movies that get like 8.0s, so it's kind of a lower rating for a superhero movie. Like I said, most of them get 8.0s, and I think Dark Knight got like a 9.0, The Dark Knight. And even the sequels, like The Dark Knight Rises, it got an 8.0, an 8 point something on IMDb. And then I believe Batman Begins also got a high rating as well. But this gets 7.4. And like I said, right now, I've heard very mixed opinions on this movie. I've heard people say they hated it, which if you hate this movie, that's fine. It's totally cool. I didn't love this movie. Like I said, maybe it's because I don't see a lot of superhero movies, but I didn't hate it, but I can definitely say this. I like the story. The idea of the movie I didn't mind. The acting was there, it was decent. I thought the cast did a good job, and I thought the movie had some great fight scenes, great action scenes. Definitely had some great effects behind it. Really great special effects, and I like the idea of them leading up to the Justice League. Because you see, I mean, I probably should have said spoiler alert, but spoiler alert. Sorry, a little bit too late for that, but I might edit into the video spoiler alert somewhere. I don't know, but yeah, spoiler alert. It actually does lead up to the Justice League movie. It's about to be, and you can tell they're about to make Justice League movie. And the movie, like I said, the idea I respect. I like the idea, and I can respect the idea of them having a Batman versus Superman movie because it is definitely a great idea. But it just felt like the pace was very slow. It's 151 minutes long. The pace was slow. Really, really slow pace. It felt very boring at times. And as far as like character development goes, I guess you could say they tried to keep it equal, but it just didn't feel like there was a lot of there was character development in there, but they had to keep it equal. So explain a little bit about Bruce Wayne, explain a little bit about Superman, and explain a little bit more about Bruce Wayne, and then also have the bad guy like Luthor in there, which played by Jesse Eisenberg, which I can't necessarily say that was a great performance. I can say that he put a lot of energy into the role. He definitely brought a lot of energy to the role, but I can't really say it was like one of the best villains. Sometimes he acted way too over the top, but I can say that he brought energy to the role, and it was definitely a different sort of Lex Luthor. And I can respect how they went a little bit more of a different route, having a different sort of Lex Luthor, and it's just the story I didn't mind. Basically, what you got Superman pretty much takes place after Man of Steel, and you got Superman being told that he's a murderer, and him basically being framed for these people getting killed. There's an incident in the desert that people end up getting killed, and Superman is blamed for it. and you find that Lex Luthor is blaming Superman for these murders, basically framing him. And he's also getting the body of Zod from the last movie, and he is basically using the body to make a new enemy for Superman, sort of a new kryptonite monster. And what's going on? You got Batman pretty much seeing that Superman is, he pretty much sees Superman as a murderer, sees Superman as a bad guy. So Batman wants to fight Superman. Superman keeps telling him that it's pointless, that Batman can't beat him. Which is one of the themes I gotta say. Ben Affleck as Batman did a great job. Now, Henry Cavill as Superman, I don't know. He didn't bring a lot to the role, and I know there's a lot of fans probably of this movie, which I gotta say this: if you're a fan of this movie, that is cool. Just please do not be a jerk in the comments, because this is my opinion, man. And if you're a fan of it, that's awesome. All I ask is not to be a jerk in the comment section about it. So please not be a jerk about this, because I know that superhero movies, they have a very strong fan base. And I've heard stories that if you say stuff about superhero movies, that you get attacked for it. So, saying this right now, just please don't be a jerk about it in the comment section. It's just my opinion, and this is just my thoughts on this movie. And like I said, Bruce Wayne or Batman, Ben Affleck did a good job as Batman. He brought a lot of energy to the role. And he definitely played Batman well. Henry Cavill, in this movie, it seems like he's just, I don't know. Maybe it's because Superman has a lot of stuff on his shoulders, or I don't know what the freak is up with Superman in this movie, but he's pretty much a jerk in the movie. I mean, he tells Batman, he's like, "Oh, you can't beat me. It's pointless. If I wanted it, you'd be dead by now." And I'm like, dude, what the freak? This Superman is a freaking jerk. And I get it, it's supposed to be Batman versus Superman, and it's not. It's supposed to be them versus each other. That's why they're talking crap to each other. But still, it's just like, not just to Batman. Superman is being a jerk to everybody around him. And it's just very, I don't know. And I also didn't like his performance as Superman. But the rest of the cast did good. The girl who played Lois, Ben Affleck did a good job as Batman. Jesse Eisenberg brought energy, but sometimes the acting kind of got a little bit over the top. So he definitely brought a lot of energy to the role, but it was just sometimes a little bit over the top. And Lawrence Fishburne did a good job. It was just the dude who played Superman, Henry Cavill. I don't think he brought a lot of stuff to the table when it came to playing Superman. And he's also just a very big jerk to these people. I mean, he's a very big jerk. He's always talking crap to Batman, saying he can't beat him, saying he's, because Jesse Eisenberg's like, "Oh, Superman's a god and Batman's a man, so it'll be a man versus a god." And of course, that great line by Batman was, he's like, "You're a god." He's like, "I'm a man. Men are brave," or something like that. I forgot the line, but he mentions that, and then punches Superman. And so I was rooting more for Batman, because Superman's kind of a jerk. He keeps talking crap to people, and half the time Superman's not even there. Sometimes there'll be something going on and he's not even there. Sometimes they'll be talking and he won't be there. I don't know. It's like he wasn't there that much. I mean, he was in the movie, but there were some points where Superman wasn't even there. I was like, so what the freak? But as far as action goes, they were done well. Probably some of the best action scenes I've ever seen is probably in this movie. People getting punched through buildings falling down, Batman taking Superman and swinging him around and hitting him on freaking bricks and hitting him through walls and stuff like that. Batman getting beat up, come back up, beating Superman back up, and then of course back and forth. And they actually at the end of the movie realize they have to work together to fight Lex Luthor. And at the end of the movie, Wonder Woman comes in, and Wonder Woman finds out about the Flash, finds out about Aquaman, and basically she finds out about the Justice League. and she goes and helps Superman and Batman fight this new creature created by Lex Luthor, and I think it was the name of it, which other people are like it's probably a famous character from the comic books, and that's why I know a lot of people are like, what, you don't know that freaking name? I didn't really read the comic books that much, and I don't really watch that many superhero movies, so I think it was like what, I can't remember what they said, but but it was it was basically a kryptonite monster. It was built from Zod's blood, so they created this monster to fight Superman. And of course, spoiler alert, big spoiler alert, it kills Superman, and Batman and Wonder Woman are there, and Lois, she survives, and they end up killing that monster, and then the movie ends. So, you know, it was okay. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a spectacular movie. It was decent. It was okay. It wasn't really anything that special, which is why I said, just if you're a fan of this movie, that's awesome. I'm just not, and it's not just this movie. I don't really watch a lot of superhero movies, so it's just like, I'll see one here and there. I seen Avengers in theaters when it came out. I seen the freaking Green Lantern when it came out in theater. The movie freaking sucked. I haven't seen Deadpool yet. I haven't seen Ant-Man yet. I haven't. I do watch Daredevil, the TV show on Netflix. I do watch that TV show. But I don't watch Arrow. I don't watch Gotham. I have seen the Dark Knight trilogy. I've seen Batman, the original Batman movie. I haven't seen Batman Returns, but I did see Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Terrible freaking movie. Terrible sequel, Batman and Robin. But I do watch superhero movies, just not a lot. I just, if it's in theaters and it looks like a good movie, I'll watch it. And so yeah, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. I mean, it it was decent. It was okay. The story I didn't mind. Most of the acting's pretty decent. I didn't care for Henry Cavill playing Superman. He just didn't bring anything to the role. At least Ben Affleck, he brought something to the role. And also, I mean, Jesse Eisenberg brought energy, but once again, just a little bit too much over the top. And the movie had a very slow pace. It got very boring at times. Very boring. To the point where I was like literally just sitting there like, come on, movie. Move on, let's go. Stop talking, let's get to the fight scenes. Because it was getting that boring. So it got very boring at times. Jesse Eisenberg and Henry Cavill, I mean, Henry Cavill didn't bring anything to the role. Jesse Eisenberg just got way too over the top at sometimes. But the rest of the cast did a good job. And I like the idea of Batman vs Superman, and I like the way they're going with this. Is they're going to Justice League, so I like that idea. And the fight scenes were done well. Like I said, some of the best fight scenes I've seen all year, probably in this movie. People getting punched through buildings and stuff. It was really epic. And the final fight between Batman and Superman was pretty good. So, yeah, so Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice was decent. It was okay. So, yeah, thanks for watching my review, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye, guys.